Microsoft is currently fighting against an injunction by the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, to complete its $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. The ongoing trial has provided interesting insights into the inner workings of Microsoft. So leaked emails from executives have revealed discussions about spending Sony out of business and concerns about Starfield's console exclusivity. The trial is set to conclude on June 29th and will determine if Microsoft can finalize the acquisition before a July 18th deadline. So part of the trial has included testimonies from Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, other Xbox executives, and upcoming testimonies from PlayStation boss Jim Ryan and Activision CEO Bob Kotick. So everybody's a part of the party. Court exhibits, including private emails and corporate strategy memos, have already uncovered significant information. So one email from a guy that has the best last name ever. Okay, he is Xbox studio head Matt Booty. He discussed the idea of spending Sony out of business to secure video game content dominance. That is definitely a certified Matt Booty moment right there. Another email from Xbox chief Phil Spencer revealed that Microsoft's focus on cloud gaming and content services contributed to the shortage of Xbox Series X consoles. Microsoft's promise to keep Call of Duty and other games multi-platform basically blindsided Bethesda, as some of its games were forced to become Xbox exclusives after the ZeniMax acquisition. Fallout 76's release on Sony's PS Plus was considered to increase its player base. IO Interactive's upcoming shooter RPG codenamed Project Dragon is planned as an Xbox console exclusive. This was kind of the highlight of the whole thing, so I guess it was revealed that at one point Xbox had considered buying out a lot of different companies. So these companies included Sega, Bungie, Remedy Entertainment, Larian Studios. I've actually never heard of them. But it kind of goes back to the original thing that I said about them saying they wanted to spend Sony out of business. So basically in the trial, people are talking about how Xbox, it's kind of their goal to outspend Sony. And because of that, people who are arguing against Xbox's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, they're basically saying, hey, they just want to add this as another notch on their belt for, basically total video game dominance. And so during this, just some interesting things have, needless to say, been revealed. If we lived in a world today where Xbox owned Sega, that would be very interesting. All right, next up, the failed armed rebellion led by the Wagner Group in Russia has caused some concern among the Baltic countries in Europe. So the uprising, composed by the head of the Wagner private mercenary group, it posed a significant challenge to Russian President Vladimir Putin's authority. The rebellion was swiftly halted through a deal brokered by Belarusian President, can't say it, I can't pronounce it. All right, I'm gonna try. Alexander Lukashenko. I think I nailed it. So basically, this dude, the Belarusian president, he basically convinced the head of the Wagner Group to stop the rebellion, and specifically withdraw his fighters. The speed of the uprising highlighted the strategic importance of strengthening NATO's eastern flank, as it demonstrated how quickly detachments within Russia could mobilize and move near the Baltic countries. In response, Germany has offered to permanently station around 4,000 troops in Lithuania to bolster NATO's eastern flank. The Baltic countries are concerned about the political instability in Russia, which creates a more volatile and unpredictable environment in the region. They emphasize the need to take the defense and deterrence of the Baltic region seriously. Additionally, there are concerns about potential sabotage activities from Belarus, and the coordination of subversive activities cannot be excluded. The Baltic countries share borders with Russia, and in the case of Latvia and Lithuania, also with Belarus. The situation has raised regional security concerns, and NATO Secretary General, Can't say it once again. Actually, this one's not as hard. Jens Stoltenberg. Jens reaffirmed the alliance's commitment to defend its territory. So yeah, the Baltic countries are basically closely monitoring the situation in Russia, and they are considering measures to strengthen their own security due to the current instability within it. It sounds like they are definitely in favor of the EU and the NATO countries basically bolstering their security. All right, last up, The Flash. Okay, The Flash has not been doing too well. Well, actually, the funny thing is, so it didn't completely flop, but in terms of what its budget was, it did flop. So despite crossing the $200 million mark globally in its second weekend, the film's high budget and the significant drop-off at the U.S. box office could result in a loss of that exact amount, $200 million. So it had a reported $150 million marketing campaign and a $190 million production budget. Now, I'm not like huge on superhero movies, but apparently people were comparing this to Justice League in 2017. Apparently that was just a huge flop as well. People are saying also that The Flash should have been just released on HBO Max, sorry, it's called Max now, not HBO Max. So people are just saying that it should have just been released on its streaming platform Max rather than in theaters, which I agree theaters are, I don't know, they're kind of sort of becoming a thing of the past now. I guess one significant challenge that was faced by the film during production was the ongoing legal issues surrounding the star Ezra Miller. A lot of people criticize like the CGI effects as well. And this has also kind of grown into a whole broader conversation about like superhero movies in general. Talking about how like, Marvel has just kind of flopped overall in recent years ever since Endgame, and the same things kind of happen with DC right now. People are saying that the whole superhero fad has kind of like, basically it's been shoved down everybody's throats, and right now people just need a break from it. So that could be why. But whatever the reason is, and I have to make the very goofy and awful pun, looks like all of their money is going to be gone in a flash. Don't unsubscribe.